Okay, good morning, my students. Today, our lesson is about question tags. What are question tags? Question tags are short questions at the end of statements. They are mainly used in speech when we want to. Why do we use the question tags? We use the question tags for two things. First of all, to confirm that something is true or not, or to encourage a reply from the person we are speaking to. Give me examples, for example. When I say, she is happy. Now, this is the pattern. She is happy. The question tag which I'm going to use here, it will be, isn't she? Right? If we say, another example, the students or the children are playing tennis. The children are playing tennis. Aren't they? So the pattern of the question tag is positive, negative. This is the structure. Or negative, positive. Like when I say, he isn't rich. He isn't rich. The first part, it's negative. So the second part of the tag will be the positive form. He isn't happy. Is he? He isn't rich. Is he? So, although the basic structure of the tag question is positive, negative, or negative, positive, it is sometimes possible to use positive, positive, or negative, negative. This positive, positive, or negative, negative structure, it has a name. What is the name of this structure? It's called the same way question tags. What are the same way question tags? What do you mean by this term? Or what do you mean by this expression? Or by this structure? Same way question tags, we use them when we want to express joy, interest, surprise, concern, annoyance, or sympathy. What do you mean? Question tags, they are used in the spoken language, right? So sometimes when you are talking to someone, you need intonation. What do you mean by intonation? Falling intonation, rising intonation. Sometimes when we are talking about anything or when we are talking about someone, you will find that you are expressing joy. You are expressing interest, surprise, concern, annoyance, or sympathy. If we look to the examples, look to example A. So, you have opened a bookshop. So, you have opened a bookshop. It is supposed to be what? If we are talking about the normal structure of the question tag. So, you have opened a bookshop. It will be what? Haven't you? This is the normal structure of the question tag. But if we look to this example, you are going to find that it's different. So, you have opened a bookshop. What is the tag here? Have you? Here, it is positive. The sentence or the statement is positive. And again, the tag or the question tag of this sentence is positive too. This is called the same way question tags. What do you mean by same way? To be the same. The verb in the statement is affirmative. You will find that the tag is affirmative too. And look to the rest of the sentence. So, you have opened a bookshop. Have you? That's wonderful. Have you looked at this? Have a look. That's wonderful. You are talking about something and you said what? It's wonderful. So this is kind of what? You express what? Here, you express what? If you look to the usage of the same way question tag, what are you expressing here? Joy, interest, surprise, concern, annoyance, or sympathy. You are expressing what here? What is the expression here? If we want to look again at this example. So you have opened a bookshop. Have you? That's wonderful. What do you think? This tone, when I say to you, that's wonderful. Is it happiness? Is it joy? Is it interest? Is it surprise? Is it annoyance? I think you guess it. It's what? What do you think? It's joy. Or we can say interest. Joy, interest, surprise. It can be one of this. Joy, or surprise, or interest. Look to number, or look to letter B. You think that's funny. Do you? Look. You think that's funny. Look to my intonation. You think that's funny. Do you? What do you think when I'm talking in this way? You think that's funny? Look to my facial expression. You think that's funny? Do you? Again, here it's kind of what? Is it joy? Is it interest? Is it sympathy? Or it's annoyance? You are annoyed, so you express your annoyance. You think that's funny? Do you? Ask yourself. I want you to ask yourself a question here. Are the question tags used to ask real questions? When we use the question tags, we use them to ask real questions. If we look to A, what is being expressed by the question tag in sentence A? In sentence A, as I told you before, so you have opened a bookshop. Have you? That's wonderful. What do you think about the expression here? As we said before, is it joy? Is it interest? Is it surprise? You can choose from any of this. It can be joy or it can be surprise. And what makes me certain of this, when I found that's wonderful and the exclamation mark, right? So it's kind of surprise to you. In letter B, you think that's funny, do you? What is being expressed by the question tag in sentence B? Again, it can be a kind of annoyance, as I told you before, because we are listening to the intonation. You think that's funny, do you? If you want to make some practice, because I believe in practice makes perfect, complete using the correct tag. Here, I want you to look at these 5 sentences and try to find the tag. Try to use your guess. Look to number 1. So, remember, so at last, you have decided to resign your job. How bad? I put here, this is the verb in the statement, right? So, at last, you have decided to resign the job, to leave your job. Have you? How bad? Here, the question tag, it's what? Positive, positive. Why? Because this is same way question tag. The speaker here is worried. Why? Because you resigned your job and you left it. So, at the end of this, he is worried about you. Look to number 2. I see you don't like my cooking. I see you don't like my cooking, don't you? Look to my intonation. Is it happiness? Am I happy? Am I sad? It's what? I am angry, or what? Look to 3. The people are so nice here. The people are so nice here. Are they? Sounds great. It's interest. And what makes me feel that it's interest? Look to the end of the sentence or the statement. Sounds great. It sounds great. So it's kind of interest. Look to number 4. The population is still increasing. The population is still increasing. Is it? It's kind of what? Is it joy? Is it happiness? Is it interest? Is it surprise? It is kind of concern that the population is still increasing nowadays more and more and more and more. So it's kind of concern. At the end, they have moved to France. Oh, have they? Look, they have moved to France. Oh, have they? It's kind of surprise. How do I know that this is a surprise? From some words or from some flashes. Like what? Like oh. In number 1, for example, so. So these words, like so, like oh, it gives me what? It gives me a hint that this is the same way question tag. Right? Any questions so far? Now, let us practice the reinforcement tags. Because I believe that practice makes perfect. Complete the sentence with the correct reinforcement tag. I want you to complete these sentences. Each one has a reinforcement tag. What can we do? Tom has got a very good appetite. Here, this is a sentence, right? But again, I'm going to what? To reinforce. So my tag will be positive as it is. Tom has got a very good appetite. He has. I reinforce what I'm saying. Look at number 2. That's a juicy peach. That is a juicy peach. Again, I am reinforcing the statement. That is. 3, the kids would love an ice cream treat. The kids would love an ice cream treat. I reinforce what I'm saying, that the kids love the treat of the ice cream. So it will be, they would. You are a good friend. I reinforce that you are a good friend. So it will be, you are. Monica eats too much junk food. Monica eats too much junk food. She does. So here, if you look at these 5 sentences, we are going to find that what? Each tag is doing what? Is reinforcing the statement which has been said. Right? Any questions so far? Thank you very much.